Welcome back to the channel, family. It's your guy Trip 5, back again with another creepy video compilation. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, and if you're new, subscribe so you wouldn't miss any of my content. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video, y'all.
So they coming up with a new prison that allows inmates to serve years of their sentence in just a matter of minutes. So the criminals is gonna have a choice to spend tens of years behind bars, or they can make the choice to get the artificial memory implanted into their brain. So this process is called Cognify. And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient. They're gonna try to change the person's brain chemistry. After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel empathetic. Depending on the severity of the crime, the chip can also make you feel the emotional and physical pain of the victim and the family members. You can feel what they felt. So the process only takes about 7 minutes. But to the patient, it seemed like it had been years. Last year, the U.S. government spent $8.7 billion taxpayers' dollars on the prison. They say with this new prison, they can save money for health care, education. Also, they feel that it will be so many reformed people that doesn't commit crimes. Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all think about this. Do y'all think this is actually gonna work? Or do y'all think that they're creating something that they don't even know that they're creating? Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all think.
You know, this is crazy that this is even a thing. Why would they come up with this idea? This sounds like something you would see in a movie or something. Would you guys submit to that program? Or would you just accept prison for what it is now? You know, I feel like if people do accept that, their mind would forever be altered. And they wouldn't be the same. Let me know what you guys think.
Yeah. We got another one. We got a cowboy's girlfriend there.
What if I told you daylight saving time is a violation, a ritual forcing you to shift your entire perception of time? Think about it. You and I both know we can't change time, but the oligarchs, they say otherwise and enforce it. A system designed to indoctrinate us into believing we can give or take time. They claim it's about saving energy, helping businesses, or making better use of daylight, but none of that holds up. What it actually does is disrupt your natural rhythm, your circadian clock, the way your body was designed to sync with nature. Every year when the clocks shift, heart events, brain events, and vehicle events spike, almost as if humanity innately rejects this practice. It's a system that harms people, clear as day, pun intended, and yet they keep doing it. Why? Because it's not about you, it's about control. An elite-designed ritual meant to subtly reinforce their power over the most fundamental force of all, time itself. By making us constantly adjust, shift, and accept artificial time, they slowly erase the truth from our minds. Time was created by the creator of the heavens. No oligarch has power over it, and yet, twice a year, they force you to participate in the illusion that time is something they can manipulate, and it's not just about an hour, it's deeper than that. Every 4 years, we're told to add an extra day, February 29th, to fix our calendar. A system that actually worked wouldn't need constant repairs. So why is our timekeeping so broken? And more importantly, who broke it? Nature already gave us the perfect system for measuring time, the moon. A 28-day cycle, like clockwork. If we tracked time correctly, we wouldn't have 12 uneven months. We'd have 13 months of exactly 28 days each, totaling 364 days. A perfect system. A system civilizations followed for thousands of years. But at some point, that system was hijacked. The natural rhythm of time was replaced with something artificial, designed to pull us further and further away from the truth. So, ask yourself, if they can make you believe they control time, what else have they got you believing? I'm gonna go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes.
If you're someone who watched Saturday Night Live, then you already know what Lady Gaga just did. For the ones that don't, Lady Gaga just did a ritual on live television, y'all. I know people gonna say, it's just SNL, it's a skit. No, they want you to believe it's a skit. This real life. We all know what side Lady Gaga is on. So miss me with that bullshit. I'ma play a little clip of some of the stuff that happened on live TV that Lady Gaga did. But I'm not gonna add the sound because that shit is demonic. It was like they was trying to cast little spells, saying little words and shit. I ain't with none of the half of that. I'm so disappointed in him. Just look at all this shit. Look. Look, y'all. I don't know what they saying. I cut that shit down. I ain't trying to get no spells cast on me. Look at this. Shit crazy, fool. The thing is, she didn't have to act this out. She being herself. Demon dog.
Like, they literally be showing us what they be doing. And if you watch the real clip of that video with the sound on, you will hear all the drums in the background, and it would just give you like an eerie feeling. But you know, people just think this is skit, but this is real life. Like, who just conjure up demons on live TV? They probably saying real spells and broadcasting it all over the world. You don't know what spirit is coming through your phone and through your TV. Like, these are real things that happen in a real ritual.
They'll come in and whisper shit in your ear and telling you thoughts or low thoughts to make you feel depressed, and you thinking it's your own thoughts. And one day you'll be up, the next day you'll be down. You don't even know. Be fucking entities in your shit, and you thinking it's your own thoughts. One day you just happy and shit. And you know, I see this. One day I was sitting down at the TV, and for a couple of minutes I started feeling negative. And you ever get to a point you just start feeling negative, and then when you think about it, you don't even know what you're feeling negative about? You ever think, you say, oh shit, I'm in trouble about something, and then you weigh it, you start feeling worried, and then you think about it, you say, goddamn, I ain't got nothing to be worried about. Not to the point where as I don't have anything to be worried. You really can't find nothing that you were supposed to be worried about in the first place. That's the entities getting at you. You see what I'm saying? Getting at you. And then if you get weaker and weaker, so the masses, they don't know about that. So they just like open.
Come on. Okay. It's not currently in there. I ordered DoorDash because my sister and the kids are gone for tonight. Like, I'm here by myself. The kids had football practice, so they had to go do their own thing.
Thank you.
So I ordered DoorDash, and I heard it knock. Oh my God, she's still fucking standing there.
What would you guys do in that situation? You know, you waiting for food and you look out your window and you see an old lady that look like a demon. And then she start knocking on your door. It's either you gotta face it or get up out of there. Or, you know, just wait till she leave. My objective would be to leave that house. And once I leave, I'm never coming back.
He said, you know what, you're a good man. He invited me inside to his big game trophy room. He got animals, taxidermy stuffed, man. And, you know, I seen something. You know, I saw something. I'm a big dude, but I saw something that was much bigger than me. Stuffed, taxidermy, missing one hand. I seen this. I seen these things on the guys. I'm merching this. When I seen it, the hair on my neck stood up and it gave me a weird feeling. Like, man, what's this? You feel me? Like, hold on. Like, dude, gigantic, thighs, huge, shoulders wide. I'm like, damn. And I'm like, and I'm just looking, and he looking at, I see him looking at me. We didn't talk much about it. All he said was, the big old boys are real. They're out there. And I'm looking like, man. And looking at the face is what got me though. Cause the face was like I'm looking at a person. But this wasn't a person. And every bit of 9 feet tall. And I had to get permission to talk about this. I got permission to talk about it. I just can't like say the location and stuff like that. He don't want people sneaking on his property and things like that. They said that it came out of Washington. They said that apparently they had been tracking it for a minute, according to him, and they can go in and out of our viewpoint apparently. You feel me? They got a shot off. They seen it get hit in the arm, and then it went out of sight. They tracked it. A couple days later, they found the body, and the hand that was missing, they had in a display. It was splayed out like this in a case on his arm. Underneath, where he had a giraffe, a lion, and like I want to say like a zebra or something. And look, I saw that. I'm not saying, I can't say that I seen a Sasquatch, Yahweh, or Bigfoot or anything walking, nothing like that. But that's what I saw. And on every continent on the earth, there's a story about a similar creature. So
it's real hot out, so I got to get this back in the freezer. Now it is light because it's dried out. It's been in a freezer since, not the same freezer, but it's been in freezers since September 23rd, 1953. But you can see it is real. It's a Bigfoot hand or arm. It's an arm. You can see the size comparison to mine. And like I said, I gotta get it back in the freezer. But I did want to show you all. It's very dried out. You can see it's like totally desiccated. Anyway, there you go. It's Bigfoot hand, arm, and hand. Okay, I gotta get this back in.
This is 3 new Bigfoot videos. For some reason, Bigfoot's been all over the place lately. This is from Russia. Watch closely. This next video is also from Russia.
Серега, что это? Серега,
Look closely to read this warning Pennsylvania had to put up in its parks. I don't know why Bigfoot's around so much lately, but he's really going crazy. This last video was taken of eagle eggs to watch their nest. Look in the top right to see Bigfoot, our favorite cryptid. Let me know in the comments what you'd say to Bigfoot if you saw him in the woods, and like and follow me for more weird videos.
You see that first video of that guy talking about Bigfoot, it sounds believable. It don't look like that would be something he would lie about. That's just my opinion though. He said that he seen like a human-like creature with wide shoulders that was 9 feet tall. Just picture that in your mind and imagine seeing that in real life on display. I wonder how fast they move, or like where do they live? Do they live like in a cave or something? Did they build a home for themselves? Their life is like a mystery to us. But I truly believe that the government know more about this than they're telling us.
No shit, no shit. Turn off that light, turn off that light. Oh, I still can't see him.
You see him though with your eyes, right?
Yeah, but I can't. Wait, he's right there.
He's moving.
Wait, I think I got him.
He's hanging on.
Hi, Bigfoot.
He's riding on the fucking tree.
Can you shut off that light right there? That hallway light? Because I can't, or the hallway. The kitchen. Where is he?
He rides on that tree. He's
Wait.
enjoying it.
Wait, 1, 2, 3. I got him.
Watch, he'll move his head all the way down.
Hi, buddy. I knew I'd seen him out there.
He was down there. He must have climbed that tree that fast. You see his head moving?
No, he ain't moving. I think he knows I'm filming him.
Well, yeah, they say they can tell. They can hear the camera eye.
Hi, buddy.
Why don't you move for us? It's okay, man. We know you're there. You're safe.
You're totally safe with us. I can't hold this camera right. Hey, buddy, can you move for me? There he goes. He just moved. Oh, yeah, he's rocking back and forth.
Yeah, he likes to ride the tree.
Look at that.
Yeah. So that was one. I think it's 20 of them.
This thing called the Black Eye Club. A lot of celebrities, even presidents, people in power, all at some point had this like black eye. And that was a sign that they've initiated into this elitist club. Everybody Google the Black Eye Club, and you can see different celebrities that have it. Like there's literally so many here. I'll show you right now. Check this out. Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Gosling, Adam Sandler, George Bush, Barack Obama, bro.
Kanye West? What?
Kanye, okay, but that was from his crash.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's hard to say for sure. Things like this, we can't know for sure because maybe they just had an accident. You know what I mean?
I know, but the symbolism, like you said, mask, and she was dressed up, right?
Mhm.
And there was a movie where she was trying to represent like that movie.
Yeah.
And in that movie, she was wearing a Volto mask, which
What's
means
that?
which means ghost, right? Which translates to ghost. And that same person in that movie that she dressed up as, she was sacrificed in that movie.
Shit.
So it's like you have the black eye, you have the mask.
You know, this can't just be a coincidence that all of these celebrities just happen to have a black eye and they all taking pictures of it like it's a normal thing. You know, this have to be a code of language in Hollywood or something like that they've just joined, or they completed something, or maybe they about to go into something. You know, and the crazy thing is people think this is normal. Normally somebody will hide their black eye, but they taking these pictures and showing it to the world for a reason.
There was this man named Roy. Now, Roy lived in North Carolina. He grew up in the Appalachian Mountains, and he was known around town as a moonshiner. Now, he said, you know, there was this period of time where he had several stills that were located up in the mountains. And he said he kept getting busted, and they kept finding his stills and shutting him down. So he advised a plan to go deep into the woods and set up a still that was so far away that no one could get to it. So Roy goes and talks to this Native American in town who he knows. And this man knew the area like really, really well. And Roy starts asking him, you know, is there a spot that would be deep in the woods that would conceal like me setting up a still and stuff? He goes on to tell him, well, my people know of a place, and we do not go there. It's considered forbidden. And he said, there are bad things that happen there, but we cannot speak about it. but if you go there, no one will find you. It's about a 2 days hike, and I'll draw a map for you. But he said, you go at your own warning, because I'm telling you, there's bad things there. So Roy said, okay, you know what? It's fine. He gets a couple guys, and they set off to the spot in the mountains. First day, they're hiking through this thick brush, and, everything's going good. The second day, he said they got to some like really, really thick brush, and you could hardly see, a couple feet in front of you. And so all of a sudden they heard like a scurrying sound of something very large, like moving through the woods. And he said the whole day they were hiking out to the spot, they kept hearing the. And he said, it just gave them chills because they could not see what this was, but they could hear it like going around them and following them as they hiked up to this area. So they finally make it to the spot that they had drawn on the map. And one of the things that Roy noticed was there was this clearing. And within the clearing were these large holes that looked like they had been filled in with dirt. And he said he could tell something had been digging in this area, but whatever it was fairly large because these were like 3 foot, 4 foot wide. And he said all of a sudden they started to hear something moving through the woods. And he thought at the time it was like another person or something. Out of the woods comes a deer. And he said the deer seemed very skittish and kind of like scared and nervous as it walked through this clearing. And he said all of a sudden it went by one of these holes that was like filled in with dirt. And it stood there for a second, stared at them, and the next thing they knew, something came out of the ground and it dragged it under the ground. And he said it was there 1 second, the next second, like this deer was gone. And they're kind of like, what just happened? What just happened? And so Roy walks over to this hole that's like filled in with dirt, and he sees like 4 things kind of sticking out of the dirt. And he said the best way to describe it was it looked like a pipe cleaner, like these pipe cleaners were sticking out of the ground, but they were, the size of a baseball round. And he said all of a sudden they started moving, and that's when he realized these were the legs of spiders. And so he, runs out of the area, grabs his guys, and is like, hey, we got to get out of here. We got to leave. And they're like, what's going on? What's going on? And Roy said then he had to decide, because it was getting dark, do they hike through the woods at night or do they camp somewhere? So he decided they would camp. They set up their tents and everything and make a campsite. That night, while they were camping, all night long, he said they could hear like scurrying and hissing sounds like all around them. The next morning when they get up and they get out of their tent, he said their campsite was completely covered in spider webs. And he felt that them staying in the tents actually saved them, because he felt like it confused whatever these large spiders or whatever they were that was out in this portion.
I was a bit confused on certain parts of the story, but whoever that man is, he was brave to even hike that path, because the Indian man literally told him that there's some dark things in that area, and he still decided to go. So, I give him props for that. Whatever creatures was in that area was probably watching him the whole night. Hopefully, they got up out of there and made it back home as soon as they woke up.
Still falling for the temporary structures narrative? Oh, goodness, of course you are. So anyways, check this out. The mainstream narrative will tell you these megacities were just a bunch of plaster-covered hay bales built by a bunch of pilgrims. Hell, I've even seen the claim that, get this, many were built with stucco and then painted with compressed air squirt guns for quickness. World's fairs. Entire cities fully powered by free atmospheric energy, complete with massive impossible structures, weren't temporary buildings, but rather remnants of the old world they were actively erasing. Eventually, all torn down like it was nothing, baby farms and all. But why destroy these grand buildings right after showcasing them? Oh, right, because they were never built in the 1800s, and they were in a bunch of plaster-covered hay bales built with stucco and then painted with compressed air squirt guns.
So y'all, I went down the rabbit hole. Y'all know there's like 9 Statue of Liberties around the world. Here's one. Guess where it's at? Ukraine. Of course, this one's in Tokyo. Paris. El Salvador. Denmark. Look at that, y'all. And look at the address. That's weird, y'all. Paragold. Rio de Janeiro. Northern New York. Y'all, that is crazy. Now I get it.
So I just seen a video that said McDonald's sells 6.5 million hamburgers a day. And I don't know if y'all know, but 6.5 million hamburgers a day is a lot of hamburgers to be selling. And I know a lot of y'all gonna look at this video and be like, nah, that's a lie. Well, look at this shit. This is why Google is your best friend. Look at that shit right there. Roughly 6.5 million burgers each day. Now, if you do the math on that, that's about 195 million burgers per month that they sell, give or take. Now, my question to you is, where are all these cows coming from? Because 195 million burgers a day, think about that. And I'm not implying anything. I am asking a serious question. Where are all of those cows coming from? Tell me, what state, what city? If you know, I need you to jump in the comments and let me know where are all of these cows coming from, because McDonald's sell 6.5 million hamburgers daily. And that also tells me that's a lot of people eating burgers daily. I know that's not a part of your diet. I know burgers aren't a part of your diet.
6.5 million burgers a day is outrageous. You know I talk about this on my channel all the time. Where are these cows coming from? And when you really think about it, that's just McDonald's. Think about all the other restaurants. Think about Wendy's. Think about Burger King. Think about Taco Bell. And that's just a few of them. Where are they getting all this meat from? So what are people really eating? Think about that.
You ever been out in public and you seen a friend or somebody that you knew or something? Reason why that happened is because y'all were aligned with the same server. Everywhere you go has a server. It's like a video game. It's like loading up a game and you have a whole bunch of different other people in your server, in your game. It's the same thing with life. When somebody get an idea to go to the same place as you at the same time, y'all are on the same server. It makes up a server. Whole bunch of people that was on the same wavelength to be at the same place at the same time. Every server is perfectly aligned. Every time you go out and see certain people, you are meant to see those people. You ever had the idea to go to a concert or a party or something and didn't end up going? Something better came up or something went wrong or whatever. It's because you were not aligned to be on that server. Everything happens for a reason. It's not a free-for-all how you think. Everything is specifically aligned. The next time that you out and about somewhere and you just looking at certain people, know that you are meant to be with these people. You are meant to be on this server. If you miss a party, you miss a concert, if you miss out on anything, just know that you wasn't supposed to be on that server. Everything will start to change once you understand this mindset. I love y'all.
You ever pick up your cell phone and search for something and Google already know what you're thinking? What if I told you it's not artificial intelligence you are speaking to or a person that worked for Google? Our cell phones, laptops, and computers is the new Ouija board. We are really talking to spirits when we use Google or these robots. Why do you think a Ouija board have numbers and letters just like the phone pad? When you're about to dial a number, you see the letters and the numbers? So who are you really talking to online? When you use your laptop, you gotta hit letters, numbers, the mouse. When you use your Ouija board, letters, numbers, the mouse. This is the reason why they're trying to make our world all digital, because they want us to be locked down so we could always interact with these spirits. They told you it's robots and artificial intelligence. No, this is spirits. The people that make these products don't make mistakes. That's why they say it's truth in plain sight, because they have to tell us what's going to happen. But this story get a little deeper because all this AI technology is connected to our thoughts. The reason why they call it the World Wide Web is because our thoughts and emotions is being stuck to a spider web. You ever seen a spider get stuck in his own web? No. But its prey do. We are that prey that's being stuck in the World Wide Web. They say the mark of the beast is 666. Well, WWW is 666. Every day we are using dark magic and don't even realize it. It's not just entertainment.
Shit, you damn near have to question everything that they give us because it's an evil world we live in. You know, always leave a gem for you guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I post nothing but good content. Make sure y'all go through everything. We out though, y'all. See y'all in the next video.